What's up, guys? Nathan here, coming in with our number 9 on our list. One of my personal favorites, our Shop Launch Challenge podcast, which is a more recent podcast that we've just done, where we actually had the chance to have our first place winner live on the air and actually surprise him in the podcast that he was actually our first place winner. Now, for those who aren't familiar with the Shop Launch Challenge, what it was an amazing community where we brought people together and challenged them to launch a shop by Black Friday. If they were able to launch the shop by Black Friday, they were eligible to win some great prizes. We actually had 3 winners, with David Burrows being our first place winner, which is who we got to actually surprise live on air. We also had Ha Prince and Heidi Loves Birds, which were 2 new shops. They were actually launched directly through this challenge, where people were able to actually discuss and share their ideas and get help. So we had people with a lot of experience and we had people with a little experience. They were both able to help each other and created this amazing community where people actually launched their shop and really picked their passions, created something that they can actually make money off of. I hope we can do another one again soon. Check out that podcast. Go to shoplaunchchallenge.com. You can actually sign up today, and that way you'll be part of our mailing list for our next Shop Launch Challenge.
Okay, guys, I have an idea. Instead of announcing right away who the grand prize winner is, I thought, what if we could get him on the podcast? We pretend that we're just interviewing him like he's a normal shop launcher, and then we throw it on him that he won and see his reaction.
Man,
the first place winner. I like this.
All right, cool. Because we got him queued up. I can call him up, and I don't know if this will go well, but maybe he'll start crying. I don't know. Who knows?
So we got some editing skills in there. So
yeah. All right, cool. So let's get him on the line, and then we'll finish this up.
So, let's try to make him cry.
I'm gonna start dialing him now. Let's see.
All right.
Boop 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 boop.
Hello.
All right, cool.
Hello, David.
How's it going?
Good. How are you doing?
Yeah.
It sounds like you had a huge spark of inspiration there, and that's kind of what I wanted to talk to you about next a little bit, is using that inspiration to create your designs, and I also want to know a little bit more about the messaging behind them, and what really want people to take away from your designs. Specifically, I noticed your infinity stencil in your shop, so I'd like to hear a little bit more about the messaging behind your designs.
You mentioned the infinity stencil. That took a long time to come. As simple as it is, it took a long time to realize. I played around with a bunch of different logos, ideas, concepts, and what kept coming up for me was this concept of time. Naturally, the whole thing about rewriting your future or writing a letter to your future self and all that. Time was definitely an element that I wanted to play around with when it came to the aesthetics. And I always have this fascination with the cyclical nature of the infinity sign, like how we can keep going through this revolution over and over and over again until we decide to change the pattern.
Definitely.
And that's pretty much why I stuck with that infinity symbol. Like through all the evolutions, that's always been an element that stuck in there. There was a time where there was no words at all. It was just the infinity. And I was actually calling it the Infinity brand for a while. But it's just one of those things that stuck.
That's certainly something that goes behind every design that some people that don't always realize. And that process of really defining your design is not just creating the design. It's really figuring out how to best display your messaging through that design. So that's awesome to hear some of that, how that worked through your mind as far as creating that first design. So thanks for sharing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely an inspiring story. And
well, it's an interesting conversation. I came across Spreadshop some time ago, and I was kind of like just taking a look at things, kind of poking around, just seeing what was going on, and then left it alone for a while. And then I played around with some other platforms, was thinking about like starting a t-shirt brand, but it just never really got its legs. I can't remember for the life of me like how I came back to Spreadshop, how I discovered Spreadshop. But I do remember getting on I saw the Facebook ad actually about the challenge.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, that sounds legit. Like, let me go ahead and check this out. Like, I'm looking at like, okay, with the challenge and then the potential, the prize is this. It's like I could totally like, this is my time to. I'm here in that infinity again. Like I'm here for another round. Like let's change the pattern. Like let's make something happen with this. And so I got into the community and just being able to have access to a group where I'm not the only one that's launching a shop. I'm not the only one that wants to see me win. I'm not the only one. Like it's just being in a space where you're allowed to create and be yourself and to go after your passion. Like it's so empowering.
And speaking of breaking the pattern, I think Moose has something to share with you.
I mean, yeah, David. Today we're calling, to discuss your passion. Where you decided to start with Spreadshop, where you decide to go with Spreadshop. But really, we wanted to kind of surprise you and let you know that you won this challenge.
Congratulations, David.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's a great reaction to have. I mean,
Yes, indeed.
It's definitely something your future self can look forward to. So
for sure.
To put it in a
Yeah, he definitely has plans. Yes.
So,
everything you've been saying today, like, is what you've been showing to us is your passion, your drive, your focus, and the way you've shown that through your Spreadshop with your designs, with your styling, with your branding. I mean, you followed all our tips. You stayed engaged in the community. So, I mean, you hit it out of the park, and you deserve it, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, we just wanted to really thank you for being a part of the challenge and encouraging others too. That's another big part. Like everybody some people are out there by themselves and alone.
Definitely.
So like having somebody reach out and say like, hey, you could do this, and showing that it's possible is like such a big thing. Yeah, for real.
Yeah, I mean, like that's one of my things too. Like I've been building out a community of my own. I'm calling it the Futurepreneur Challenge. Is like really, it's not just about building a business. It's about building your future. And I wanted to create a space where I'm giving people what I wish I had when I first started, whether that's starting an online shop or, a traditional small business, like whatever it is, whatever the people are up to, I want them to be able to have the tools and the encouragement and accountability and all these things that I wish I had when I first started, because I didn't have anything. So,
well, hopefully this takes you one step closer to really realizing that dream. So.
Absolutely.
Well, thanks so much.